wisdom,
prudentia,
justice,
justitia,
temperance,
temperantia,
courage.
fortitudo.
Applying ancient philosophy to modern life, this is the Sunday Stoic.
Hey, it's Sunday. This is a podcast, and it's about Stoicism. It must be the Sunday Stoic, hence the very clever name, right? My name is Steve, coming to you from Conway, Arkansas. I have been practicing this philosophy for about 4 years now, and I have found it to be an invaluable tool to orient myself to the realities of life, to overcome past obstacles, to surmount new obstacles, and to keep my eye on the major goals of life. Before we continue, hey, Kate, thank you so much for joining as a patron. As a patron at www.patreon.com, Kate can now get ad-free episodes. And depending on what level you decide to join at, if you so want to support the show, we have groups that get together to talk about Stoic philosophy, show merchandise like Sunday Stoic challenge coins and other swag. If you are interested in earning rewards, you can check that out. It helps to keep the lights on, so thank you, everybody. This week, we are going to talk about a Stoic philosophical practice, the view from above. So let's jump right into it with a reading of Marcus Aurelius. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 9, number 30. Fly your fancy into the clouds, and from this imaginary height take a view of mortals here below. What countless herds of men and countless solemnities, what infinite variety of voyages in storm and calm, what differences in the things that become, exist with us, and perish. Go on with the speculation. Stretch your thoughts over different aspects of the past and the future, and the present among barbarous nations. How many are that never heard your name? How many that will quickly forget you? And how many that admire you now will censure you afterwards? In short, memory and fame, and all those things which are commonly so much valued, are of no account at all. The view from above is a Stoic technique that helps the practitioner to find perspective. I know I tend to be very myopic in my view of events. I focus on what's happening in my head or immediately around me, and I tend to forget that other individuals are going through similar things, or to put things into proper perspective from a cosmic or natural perspective. We can see our own troubles, our own victories, and we can lose sight of the bigger picture. In this exercise, what we do is we view the world from outside of ourselves, starting in our own home, moving outward, looking at communities, looking at regions, looking at countries, looking at the earth, looking at the biosphere, and then ultimately from a universal perspective. It could be from the solar system or beyond, just trying to imagine the immensity of time and the immensity of space. This lets us view issues from a distance and put them in the proper perspective by comparing what we're going through with what other people around us are going through, what other people in our nation or in the world are going through, and then eventually seeing things from a great distance. And not only a great distance, but seeing things as being what they truly are, just a brief moment in a giant sea of time. Marcus reminds himself that people are going to forget who he even was, and those who will remember him might change their opinions about them by the time, he's long gone. Maybe they thought he was great, and later on they'll think he was a jerk. You know what I mean? Like, we see that happen all the time when we find out something some celebrity said 30 years ago, and the tides change, right? Someone who was popular now is not, because of mistakes they made, or because opinions of the populace have evolved and moved on after the death of an individual. So Marcus does this. He views the world from above, looks at what's going on in the known world, and tries to put his issues into perspective. And we can do the same thing. What I try to do is I start from usually sitting down in a chair. I visualize floating above myself, looking down, kind of like an out-of-body experience, right? Looking down from the room that I'm in, looking at myself, thinking about the things that are troubling me at the moment. Then I zoom out a little bit and try to remember that the individuals in my house, my wife and son, share some of the same issues that I'm going through. So I'm not alone there. And then also they have their own issues that I might not consider when I'm focused on myself. I can zoom out further and see, imagine the neighbors around me and what things they may be going through. Maybe I know what they are. Maybe I'm just imagining what they might be going through. And zoom out further to the town, and you can see, imagine what the rich are experiencing, what the poor are experiencing, etc. As you do that. And then you can zoom out further and further and imagining greater spheres of concern. At the same time, you can kind of practice kind of what the Buddhists call, I think, I'm a novice at this, but a meditation, where as you view these individuals, as you imagine them, you can wish them well, essentially. Wish them a smooth flow of life. Wish them a virtuous life. Wish them to be happy. Not that it's going to magically make them happy, but it may enhance your own mental state as you do that, if you wish to combine those two ideas. As you zoom out further, you can see the Earth further down below. It might help you to do this while looking at Google Earth and physically zoom out, if you want to see an actual visualization of this. Zoom out, and now you see the Earth as a whole, and you might think of not only all the humans on the Earth, but all of the organisms. And you may want to think about how small your problems truly are compared to the immensity of the suffering on the planet, or even how small your victories are compared to what's going on the planet. Put things into perspective. You can also imagine plate tectonics. Go back to the beginning of the Earth. Watch the Earth change, and then go into the future, how it might change in the future, how life changes and evolves, and how your life is just a tiny fraction of a moment in the history of this planet. As you zoom out even further, you can see the Earth turn to a pale blue dot, as Carl Sagan says, and you can imagine how all of our troubles are simply a brief moment in a pinpoint of space in an immense sea of the cosmos, and how maybe we should focus on just doing as well of a job as we can, being a good human being, knowing that we will suffer, but that we can rise above it. So zoom out to the blue dot, see the planets, the stars, the immensity of space, the immensity of time, from the beginning, from the Big Bang to however the universe ends, the big freeze or the recollapse and rebirth, kind of the Stoic perspective of the Earth, of the universe starting again, however you wish to visualize that, but the immensity of time involved. I like to apply my science to this as well. I stay above the Earth in my mind and imagine its past, as I said, plate tectonics, but also mass extinctions, things that have happened, things that were here for millions of years and are gone, and how now we're standing on top of the ruins of those past ecosystems, and how it's all tied together, and how we're all part of the Earth, and how we will once again return to the Earth. And then you can come back to yourself, zoom back in, and open your eyes and resume your day. But it's good to think about the immensity of space, the shortness of life, and then, as Marcus says, the fact that you will be forgotten. So you might consider the fact that we have a finite lifespan, and the fact that we will die, and the fact that we eventually will be forgotten. That doesn't mean everything is meaningless, but it means we have to be deliberate. We have to plan our lives. We have to figure out what is meaningful for us and what we can do for others as a way to enhance the life of all. As a member of the Cosmopolis, it's our job. Whether we're remembered for it or not is irrelevant. So that's my take on the view from above. I think if you Google it, you can find a guided meditation, as it were, of the view from above, put together by Donald Robertson. You might want to check that out if you prefer to have an audio guide. I thought about doing one myself. Maybe I will. I have to write a script and say, sit back in a chair and close your eyes and imagine yourself leaving your body. You know, I have not done that, but maybe I will in the future. So once again, thanks to my patrons, and to all you who have been listening for all these years. I hope you have a great Stoic week. And before I go, I want to mention that I am giving away a ring. It's a size 10 ring. You can see an image of it on Facebook, and you can see it on the Sunday Stoic Facebook page and on Twitter. And it's a ring that has the Zeno symbol, where he had a fist and then his palm of the other hand wrapped around the fist, symbolizing a firm grasp of knowledge, which was kind of the goal of learning about the world and applying Stoicism. And it has two Latin phrases on it that translate as remember your principles and actions, not words. So it's a nice Stoic reminder of what you want to do each and every day to put things into practice. So what I want you to do to enter the drawing, as it were, is simply email me and email me an audio clip that I might use on the show, and tell me where you're listening from and how you intend to improve your Stoic practice in 2021. This ring is available through the Stoic store on Etsy. It's not my store. I have nothing to do with it. I just thought it was cool. So if you want to buy your own, you can go there. But I have one, stainless steel size 10. Enter by February the 20th. All right, that'll do it for this week. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thanks to all my patrons. And seize the day. Carpe diem.
Thank you for listening to the Sunday Stoic. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, rate, and review the Sunday Stoic on iTunes. Become a member of the Sunday Stoic team, earn rewards, and be an integral part of the show by becoming a patron at www.patreon.com/SundayStoic. Contact the show by emailing sundaystoic@gmail.com or by leaving a voicemail at 501-503-3132. To find out more, visit www.sundaystoicpodcast.com. And as Steve always says, Carpe Diem.